October 2008.
Okay. This is my father when he was 19, when he was liberated from Dachau. He's 83 and he's alive and well and living in Florida. When he was 13, he had the same uniform, only it was down over his ankles. And 5.5 years later, he actually grew with no food, and the pants are almost, high above the ankle there. So he wrote a little bio. George Freshman, of course, our name was Frischmann, and now it's Freshman. The youngest of 4 children, was born on November 10th, 1925, to Hanna and Manuel Frischmann in Grujec, Poland, a town of 10,000 with 60% Jewish. A week after Germany invaded Poland in 1939, SS Gestapo, wearing black uniforms, swastika armbands, and helmets with death's head emblems, rounded up 400 Orthodox Hasidic Jews and forced them to dig their own graves, then shot them. George's brother Avram and his sister Regina and her husband Herschel Kurtz escaped to Russia. George, then 13, later followed, but on reaching Bialystok, the Russian-German border at that time, he returned to Grujec because he missed his mother. In April 1940, the Grujec ghetto was liquidated, and George's parents and his sister Fela, my namesake, were sent to the Warsaw ghetto. To find food, George climbed over walls, crawled through sewers, stole from farmers. He used to tie a piece of rope around his ankles so he could throw potatoes in his pants and then climb back over the ghetto wall. He experienced Nazi brutality. He was ordered to kneel on pebbles for long periods, was repeatedly beaten, and had chunks of hair ripped from his head. In winter 1940, he witnessed Nazis pushing a naked Grujec tradesperson into a barrel, then ordering Jews to cover him with snow. And as the man froze to death, soldiers kicked the barrel over. George's most painful memory occurred in the Bialobrzegi ghetto when an SS man came to take George away. His mother protested, refusing to let her son go. The German struck her over the head with his rifle butt and arrested George, who never saw his mother again. As a slave laborer in Poland and Germany, George worked first in a weapons factory at the Rodham concentration camp. In Auschwitz, though he was small and thin, he averted the crematorium by hiding behind an able-bodied friend being directed for work by Nazi Dr. Mengele. His name was Julius, and I did get to meet him. He lived in Argentina, big guy, so he hid behind his friend Julius. In Weihing in Germany, his small hands were put to work defusing time bombs. At the Utrecht salt mine, he labored at construction, and at Kohendorf, he dug ditches. He was at so many different camps, he never got a number on his arm. In February 45, George was force-marched to Dachau. As the SS realized their war was lost, they ordered George and 80 other boys into a ditch to be shot. But at the last moment, the Americans arrived and the Germans fled. When George was finally liberated on May 8, 1945, he was too weak to stand, sick with TB and close to death. The Americans put him in quarantine and nursed him back to health. He was sent to Garmisch-Partenkirchen for recuperation. That's where this photograph was taken. George made his way back to Poland, found no survivors, and had to flee because the Polish Liberation Army was slaughtering returning Jews. Through Jewish agencies in Stuttgart, he was reunited with Avram and Regina and Herschel. Regina and Herschel had 2 small sons by then, with whom he established a jewelry and watch repair business with Avram, his brother, while awaiting immigration papers. In 1949, George came to the U.S., settling first in South Carolina, marrying his first wife, Lisa Hubert, my mother, also a survivor. They raised 2 daughters in Brooklyn, New York. My mother passed away in 1977, and my father remarried Malka, his second wife, in 1980, and they live in Florida. So the first song we'll do is Zol Shoin Kumen di Geula, Let the Redemption Come. So I'll sing the verse first. Those of you who have songbooks, I'll be doing just the verse in Hebrew and the rest of it in English. Yeah, you said two songs, Zol Shoin and The Partisan. Okay.
I just need to let you know that we do not have those words in our handouts, so you can explain the words and...
I only made 30 handouts, I apologize.
Okay, so some of you have, put your hand up if you have it. Maybe you can just share. Thank you.
Okay, I'll do the English part, but you can sing along with me. But we'll start with the refrain. Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Mashiach kommt son salt, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. You can use your shakers. Though our hearts are heavy, we will drink a toast. Even if the gloom gives us no rest, we will sing a song. If there's not a drop of whiskey, let's drink water. After all, fresh water is life. What else do we need? Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. In this generation, so many are guilty. Don't be fools. After all these sins, the Messiah will surely come. Our dear Mother and Father in heaven, the children of your mercy beseech you. See to it that the Messiah doesn't come a little too late. Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Mashiach kommt sein bald. Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Mashiach kommt schon bald. Trees are dancing in the forest, stars are dancing in the sky. Miss Yisroel, the celebrant, dances among them. The Messiah will surely waken from her deep slumber when she hears our prayerful song. Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Mashiach kommt sein bald. Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Zol shoin kumen di geule, Mashiach zum sein bald. Cha-cha-cha. Okay, there you go. That's what sorry. Zognit Kainmol, it is never say, and we have the words. And the partisan songs, so this was sung when the partisans were defending their people in the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. Sag nit keinmal als du gehst dem letzten Weg, hast Himmeln bläene verstehlen bläue Tag. Willkommen wird noch unser Eis gebenkt, gebente Show. Sveta pointen unser Trott mit Zähnen do. Wird noch an unseres gebente Show. Sveta pointen unser Trott mit Zähnen do. From land of palm tree to the far-off land of snow, our people come together, crushed by pain and woe. But where a drop of our blood has touched the ground, there our strength and our courage will resound. The song is written down with blood and not with lead. The birds don't sing it, for it fills the air with dread. This song was sung as all around us bullets sprayed, and walls collapsed as people hurled their hand grenades. Zog nit kein mol as du gehst im letzten Weg, Hoshimlen bleien auf verstehlen bloie Tag. Willkommen wird noch unser ausgebänkte Show. Sveta point und unser Trott mir sehnen do. Wird noch und ausgeregte gute bänkte Show. Sveta point und